Little Fox.
The Velveteen Rabbit, Episode 16, The Blowing Machine. Rabbit fell into a bush. His ears got caught, and he tried to wiggle free, but he was stuck. Hours went by. Rabbit was still trapped in the bush.
Henry will come home soon,
He thought.
He'll find me here.
At last, Henry was home.
I'm right here, Henry!
Rabbit called.
Please find me!
But Henry went right past Rabbit. Rabbit sighed as Henry ran inside the house.
Maybe he'll come out again later.
He thought. By now, the afternoon air was chilly. Leaves swirled around the bush. Rabbit shivered.
Where's Henry?
He thought. Just then, the whole family came into the yard. They were holding rakes and other things.
I'll rake up all these leaves,
Henry yelled.
Let's make a big pile.
Everyone started to rake up leaves.
I'm over here, Henry!
Rabbit yelled.
I'm stuck in this bush!
Henry looked up. Roar, roar, roar! Suddenly, a loud blowing machine started up. Dad came closer, blowing away leaves. The blowing machine sent leaves flying everywhere.
Oh no!
Rabbit thought as the bush shook hard. Then, whoosh! Rabbit flew out of the bush. He tumbled into a pile of leaves. More leaves fell on top of him.
Help!
Rabbit cried. But no one heard him. The Velveteen Rabbit, Episode 17, A White Flower. Henry was making a pile of leaves. He laughed as he jumped onto the pile. For a moment, Rabbit forgot his worries. He was happy to hear Henry laughing.
Henry will find me soon.
Rabbit thought.
He has to.
Suddenly, Dad came over with a big bag. Then Mom came with a rake.
I'm here!
Rabbit cried.
Under the leaves!
The rake shot into the pile. It scooped leaves into the bag. It scooped Rabbit, too. Mom carried the bag to the curb.
The garbage truck will pick this up tomorrow,
She said. Rabbit peeked through a hole. The sun was setting as everyone went inside. That night, Rabbit saw Henry's shadow in the playroom. Henry was walking back and forth.
Is he looking for me?
Rabbit thought.
I'm here, Henry! It's cold!
He called. Soon the house went dark. Rabbit shivered.
Tomorrow the garbage truck will carry me away.
He thought.
I'll never see Henry again.
A tear fell from Rabbit's eye. It dropped into the grass. The wet spot began to glow. Like magic, a flower sprouted. The white flower glowed in the moonlight. It began to dance.
What's happening?
Rabbit thought. Slowly, the flower's petals opened. Inside was a fairy. The Velveteen Rabbit, Episode 18, The Fairy. Rabbit blinked in surprise.
Hello, Rabbit.
The fairy said.
Hello.
Rabbit said. She was a beautiful fairy. She had short hair and long wings. The fairy waved her wand. Rabbit floated out of the bag. He landed gently on the grass.
You're a good friend to Henry,
The fairy said.
Because of that, you will become a real rabbit.
Rabbit gasped and looked down at his sack body.
Real? Like the outside rabbits?
He said.
Is that possible?
The fairy laughed.
Yes, real, like those rabbits. Now, close your eyes. I will sing you a lullaby.
But Rabbit was much too excited to sleep.
Will it hurt?
He asked.
I'll need legs and feet like the real rabbits. And what about Henry? He'll miss me. Shh,
The fairy said.
all will be well. Now, close your eyes and let the magic come.
Rabbit closed his eyes. He felt fairy dust swirl around him.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
The fairy sang a lullaby. Rabbit thought of the blue lake and green mountains. He felt the fairy kiss his nose. Then he drifted off to sleep. When Rabbit woke up, he smelled pine trees.
He's awake!
A voice said. Slowly, Rabbit opened his eyes. The Velveteen Rabbit, Episode 19, Back to the Mountains. The real rabbits surrounded Rabbit. He shook his head.
What are you doing here?
He asked. The rabbits laughed.
What are you doing here?
The white rabbit said. Rabbit looked around and saw the mountains. He saw lots of pine trees. And ahead was the lake.
I think a fairy brought me here.
Rabbit said.
A fairy?
The brown rabbit said. Well, something magical happened, the spotted one said. You have legs and feet now,
So you can play with us.
the white rabbit said.
What?
Rabbit looked down. The real rabbits were right. He had real feet and long legs. Rabbit jumped and hopped with his new feet.
I'm a real rabbit.
He said.
I'm real.
All the rabbits jumped and cheered. They chased each other across the field. They played together until the sun went down.
Where will we sleep?
Rabbit asked.
Follow us,
The spotted rabbit said. Rabbit followed the others to a warm, cozy den. Everyone curled up, ready for bed.
What a wonderful day!
Rabbit thought.
Except for one thing. I miss Henry. I hope he's okay.
Rabbit thought. Rabbit fell asleep, still thinking of his friend.
I wonder if Henry misses me.
The Velveteen Rabbit, Episode 20, Goodbye. Months passed. Rabbit was happy in his new home. He was clever at finding the sweetest grass. He learned how to hide from hawks. On rainy days, the rabbit stayed inside. That's when Rabbit thought about Henry and the toys.
I wonder how everyone is doing.
Rabbit thought. Sometimes he even missed Robot. One day, the rabbits heard a sound.
It's the big metal monster again!
The spotted rabbit said.
It's called an RV.
Rabbit said wisely.
It's fun to ride in an RV.
The rabbits approached the RV. Some people stepped out. Rabbit hopped with joy.
It's Henry and his parents!
Henry saw a rabbit hopping nearby.
Hey, Mom and Dad!
He said.
Look!
Henry pointed to the rabbit.
It looks just like my old Velveteen Rabbit!
Mom nodded.
It does. I wonder what happened to Rabbit.
Me too,
Henry said. Henry and Rabbit stared at each other for a while. Rabbit hopped closer. Henry reached down to pet him.
Rabbit was a good friend,
Henry said softly.
I'll never forget him.
Then Henry got up.
Goodbye, Rabbit.
Rabbit watched Henry and his parents walk away. He thought of all their happy times together.
Thank you, Henry.
He thought.
Your love made me real.